exploring lakes, rivers, and reservoirs across the country with an unyielding goal to enlighten viewers from a fisheye perspective. Come along and we'll investigate the habitat. Much more than a fishing show. This is an eye-opening aquatic experience. Welcome to Kim Stricker's Hook and Look. We've all heard the expression, location, location, location. A common phrase used to express the significance of choosing or discovering a preeminent site or position. To be sure, this general saying could not be more meaningful than when it comes to the sport of bass fishing. For bass are structure-oriented creatures and are often found residing adjacent to distinguishable features. Fortunately for anglers, the science of fish finding technology continues to evolve, bringing forth innovative sonar equipment, which genuinely makes the task of locating fish much less laborious. Once a likely spot is found, the specific location can then be marked using longitude and latitude coordinates via a global positioning system. Highly technical? Perhaps. However, it's a straightforward, simple fact. For to catch fish, first, you gotta find them.
Very nice.
Well done. That is a well-fed fish. Look at that.
How fat that spot is.
Nice.
Georgia's Lake Lanier. This beautiful 38,000-acre reservoir, operated by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, receives heavy fishing pressure due to the large regional population. However, it still remains one of the finest spotted bass fisheries in the country. Kim Stricker, along with his guest, boat U.S. Angler brand manager Steve Levi, begin focusing their efforts with finesse around isolated wood structure on this calm October morn.
Good fish.
There you go.
Well, he's fighting now. He's fighting now. That's not a bad fish. No, he isn't. Get up here, spotted bass.
All right.
Oh, that's a decent fish. There's a spot. Look how fat they get. I mean, that's just kind of an average sized spot.
Absolutely.
Of these brush piles. What's a start? Thanks for tuning in. What Steve and I are targeting today are sunken man-made brush piles, which we've previously located, recorded the waypoints, and even explored some a little more intimately. And I use the term brush pile loosely because frankly, these are for the most part large trees which have been towed out, weighted with cinder blocks, and sunk at strategic locations. There you go.
There we go.
There you go. A good one?
Came back and got it. I don't know. It's hard to tell with these spots, you know?
We get the net.
Get kind of angry and there you come, little guy. Little guy.
There's lots of those in there, a lot of fun.
All right.
All right.
Yeah.
Get you on the board.
Little squeaker.
Cute as a button.
He likes that jighead worm.
Without question, a green pumpkin jighead finesse worm is a mainstay for many anglers who fish for spotted bass on a regular basis, especially when they're fishing around deeper submerged brush and timber. With the point of the hook buried in the plastic, this rig is virtually snag-proof, enabling anglers to work deep within the limbs of the brush without getting hung up. Often, strikes come as the worm is falling to the bottom. If not, then slowly work the worm until you feel a branch. Stop and lightly twitch the rod tip, shaking the jighead worm in place. Spotted bass will suspend deep within and over the brush, so work the structure thoroughly. There's a fish. That doesn't feel too bad. That's a good fish. That's a good fish.
All right.
That's a good one. Nice spot. Very nice. Get out of all that brush.
Good job, Kim.
That's a dandy. Big. Come on up here. Look at him spit it out.
Spitting up bait.
Yep. Yeah. That's a chunky one.
Right.
Look how pretty those things are. They are. I mean, that's an oversaid thing. That's a pretty fish, but you got to admit the color, the jewelry they call that, I guess, huh? Is gorgeous on the spotted bass. Well, he ate that old finesse worm. Nice, 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 nice. But yeah, he was spitting up bait fish all the way up.
Good job, Kim. That's
All
a
right.
nice fish.
Thank you very much. Go on back to your brush pile.
There's more brush pile bass when Hook and Look returns. We'll be right back. Hook and Look is brought to you by Strike King Lure Company, #1 in fishing lures. Humminbird, simply, clearly, better. Seagar, always the best. And by Boat US Angler. Welcome back to Lake Lanier. The sun is shining, the winds are calm, and the fish are biting for Kim and his guest, Steve Levi.
There's one. There you go. There you go.
There's one.
It's a good one.
I don't know. It's coming up though, pretty quick. He's
Yeah,
feisty.
there's nothing wrong with that one.
He's headed back south. He saw that Strike King boat. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. Kim, the spotted bass is not happy.
No. He's coming. Wasn't too bad a fish, was it?
There,
Yeah. There we are.
right.
There you are.
Oh,
Good one.
yeah, little guy.
Let me ask you one question. In view of the water clarity, a finesse approach, and the need to wrestle spotted bass out of this entangled wood, what fishing line would you choose? Remember all the research and effort you've put forth locating these prime areas, and the final result comes down to one simple thing, that stringed connection between you and the hooked fish. Your fishing line is not a place to skimp. I've combined the strength and abrasion resistance of 10-pound Seagar Kanzen braided line with a leader of 8-pound Seagar Tatsu fluorocarbon, which is practically invisible underwater, yet displays excellent abrasion qualities as well. In addition, if I do snag the brush and need to intentionally break off, I'll likely break off only a few feet of leader and not a full cast of line.
When taking into consideration the number of hours Kim and Danny spend on the water taping the Hook and Look program, water level fluctuations, and the technological complexity of modern-day apparatus, odds are, sooner or later, they're going to encounter a situation, some equipment malfunction or navigational mishap, or they will appreciate some helpful assistance when it occurs. Today, the inevitable took place. And coincidentally, Boat US Angler brand manager Steve Levi just happened to be present and sitting in the passenger seat when this unfortunate occurrence took place, cutting their day a little short.
Hey, stuff happens, and that's just one reason it makes perfect sense becoming a Boat US Angler member. I made one simple call to the 800 number on my membership card, and help was promptly on its way. Robert Estrada, the Lake Lanier Towboat US affiliated captain stationed out of Lanier Harbor Marina, was dispatched and quickly responded.
I've been a Towboat US captain for 20 years, and this is what I do. And since I've been on this lake so long, I'm real close with law enforcement, firemen. We're all first responders here, and believe it or not, I may be called up on boat wreck or fire, and many times since I'm already here, I don't have to launch anything. My boats are in the water. I'm usually the first one there. I know an angler loves to go out there and fish, or the fish are biting, they're gonna go out there and fish. It doesn't matter what time of the day or what time of the year. If it's 20 degrees outside and it's midnight, you can call me. So there's not much better security than that.
Preceding today's outing, the Hook and Look crew were accompanied by Humminbird's brand manager in an effort to locate Lake Lanier's potential structure.
So I'm motoring along now, I got the big motor going. I see a big school of bait fish and larger markers underneath them, game fish. What we're looking for today are spotted bass. We're using the side imaging to find brush piles. On the brush pile, I drop a coordinate. On a coordinate, I drop a Kim and Danny, and then I'm gonna drop a jig and worm.
Stick around. Jeff Kolozinski joins us when Hook and Look returns. Welcome back. Let's join Humminbird's Jeff Kolozinski as he assists topside while Kim and Danny Stricker descend to the bottom to reveal the intricacies of a productive brush pile.
You know, one of the things obviously on Hook and Look, you gotta be really careful, or people skiing and a lot of boat traffic, so you'll watch Kim and Danny put the flag down every time they go down. I got 10:30, guys. The wind's coming up a little bit, and I don't know if, can you see any differently in the water now? Is the water clarity any different?
The water clarity really isn't affected by it that much. We can still see 10 to 15 feet like we anticipated.
I'm a ways out from the brush pile. Tell me, what are you seeing?
Oh, there's a big spot. Oh, there's a bunch of spots here. There's a whole school.
Nice.
Very nice. Jeff, this is cool. There's a whole bunch of them in this brush pile. And they're actually pretty good actors. They're coming to see what's going on.
I am out away from the brush pile. I can see I'm probably 20 feet away. Are they hanging above, or are they deep down in it? I don't see anything here on the graph.
It looks just like it does on the 2D sonar. How they're suspended, and they're thicker than the branch. They've got density. This is beautiful. I can fish all over here. I mean, I'm looking at least a dozen of them.
Oh, I see some fish here. Hang on one second. I'm gonna drop straight down. I'm right above there. I'm gonna mark this spot there. We got a new waypoint.
They're right inside this brush pile, Danny. Look, they're just buried in them. Look at this. This is pretty. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I mean, this is textbook stuff for brush piles. No doubt, this particular brush pile was planted in a perfect area. Right on top of this hump, surrounded by deeper water. That's the thing about brush piles. If you're going to plant one, make sure you plant it in an already productive area. That'll just sweeten it up.
Now, before you rush out and drop a tree in the water, you might want to check with your local authorities prior. There may be a permit required. Here's Park Ranger Craig Sowers with some information regarding planting brush piles here on Lake Lanier.
The Fish Attractor program at Lake Lanier is really a group effort between the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers, the Georgia Department of Natural Resources, and the public that uses the lake. The Corps wants to work with the public to assemble and install fish attractors on the lake. The public does need a permit from the Corps of Engineers to install any fish attractors in the lake. The permit is issued free of charge from the Corps of Engineers office next to Buford Dam. We are looking for a few things in reviewing the application for the permit, just safety things so that the fish attractors are not installed where they're going to be a hazard to either boaters or swimmers. We typically look to target the top 40 feet of the lake to replace fish habitat that was lost due to clearing of woody vegetation when the lake was constructed.
Danny, there's a lot of young-of-the-year bluegills here. Why don't you get some close-ups? That's the thing about these brush piles. Not only do they provide a refuge for these big fish, but a place the young of the year bluegills can hide as well. I assume the spots eat these bluegills as well as they eat bluebacks. Man, I got some great close-ups with these bluegills, and the spots right in the background. It's almost puzzling why they occupy the same structure. Both the predator and the prey.
That's one of the things. I mean, fish get big by figuring out where all the food is. And man, anytime you can find structure, that's where bait hangs out. One of the nice things about having 2 units on a boat is when it's on the bow and you're really actually fishing, you need to know where the structure is, where the fish are at. And right now the guys are out there, I can see their bubble trail a little bit. But for me to find exactly where the brush pile is critical, and I gotta be able to look down at my feet and look at that unit and have it read all the data. It's nice having one in dash and a large screen for navigational purposes. If you're gonna hook radar up to it, whatever you need to do, you gotta have one in your dash. But when you're really out to get fishing, you gotta have one at your feet too.
Man, I'm enjoying this. This is fantastic. Wish you could personally see this, Jeff.
I gotta tell you, I'm jealous.
After you see this footage, Jeff, you're going to wonder why the heck we didn't get more bites. I can't wait for Steve Levi to see this footage. Oh, there's a big old spot. Of course, they picked the thickest part to get in. The dominant fish gets the best hiding spot. Bottom line, there is a ton of fish here, and this is awesome. Again, the spots are suspended, circling the brush, as well as penetrating deep into the heart of the brush pile.
I can see the bubble trail for Kim and Danny down there, but I don't see them on my 2D sonar. I'm running down imaging and side imaging side by side on my 998. The cool part is I can add a 360 imaging transducer system to this now, and I can look out ahead of the boat, not just see where the guys are at, but more importantly, I can see where the structure is that's holding fish.
Want more underwater content? Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be right back. This portion of Hook and Look is brought to you by Power Pole. Swift, silent, secure. Deep Blue Coffee. Dive in. Ranger Boats. Still building legends, one at a time. And by Evinrude E-Tech. Power, performance, and 300 hours with no dealer scheduled maintenance. Welcome back to Hook and Look. It's now late January, and with Jeff Kolozinski's direction, Danny Stricker easily mounts Humminbird's new 360 imaging transducer deployment system. Deployed either from your Humminbird unit or by the controls on top of the system, the transducer pod drops below your boat's hull and prop for an unobstructed 360-degree view.
Did you?
It's a fish.
Nice.
That's a fish. He feels like a pretty good one, too. Feels like a real nice
Should
fish.
I get a net for you?
Yes.
Well, all right then.
Yes. I knew when I'd get bit, it'd be a good one. The first cast of that.
That's good when you got a back reel a little bit.
That is a nice fish. Nice
It
spot.
is.
Yes, sir. Coming up. Coming up.
I thought he was jumping.
Coming
It's
up.
too cold. There we go.
Very nice.
Well done. That is a well-fed fish. Look at
Look
that.
how fat that spot is.
Nice. Look at his belly.
Very nice. Boy,
And he wasn't done
Choked
either.
that jig,
He
didn't he?
just inhaled it. I'm gonna grab a jig.
that's probably not a bad idea. That is so nice. I knew when you'd eventually get bit, it'd be a good, solid spot.
That is a good one.
And hopefully there's more. We're seeing that brush right up along this edge here, just spotty, but finding those little isolated spots.
And they're holding tight to it today.
Yeah, that's for sure. Well, good. Very nice. Thank you, fish. Beauty, beauty.
Good
beauty,
job, Mr.
beauty.
Stricker.
Let's do that again.
Incredible technology.
And what makes 360 imaging even more advantageous is that your boat doesn't have to be moving to get an accurate reading. The image is updated with each sweep of the transducer beam. Jeff connects on this isolated stump, which was displayed behind the boat at about the 5 o'clock position. Yes, sir. Good going. Looks like a good one, too.
You just got to speak
that
my
is
language.
a nice one.
When you're offering
That's a
Dairy
nice
Queen
one.
for fish.
Yeah, I guess so.
Come on,
Very
baby. That's a big
nice.
fat one.
You got
Yeah. That is sweet.
it. Nice.
That is a
spot.
nice
Look at
fish.
that fatty. Oh, awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a fat fish.
Fantastic.
That's a hard working day, Mr. Stricker. I'll tell you what, the conditions are tough.
It couldn't
but
be tougher, I don't
In
think.
true marathon man style, you never say die.
That's right. Persistence, persistence. Work that jig slow. Fantastic.
That's good.
And put the Humminbird 360 to good use.
You got to find them first.
No truer words were ever spoken. You've got to find them first. But by combining Humminbird side imaging, down imaging, 2D sonar, and now with 360 imaging technology, the task of locating productive structure along with fish and bait fish has never been simpler and incredibly effective. I want to thank Humminbird, Jeff Kolozinski, Steve Levi, as well as Boat US Angler for all their assistance during the shoot on Lake Lanier. Coming up on our next episode, we take a look at how bass repetitively travel the same routes within thick vegetation. Then, we reveal the conditions which influence where they hold. Eye-opening stuff next week on Hook and Look.
Hook and Look is a Kim Stricker production.